Good evening, everybody. We are live here in our studio with the victim of the, I guess we can say, carjacking, assault, attempted murder case that is going on. We shared it on our Action Eye News Live about the young lady that was trying to do a good deed and do a Christmas drive and or Christmas toy drive, and it all just went downhill from there. So I'm going to introduce you to the victim. We're going to go ahead and switch this camera around. Aaron is correct, right? We're just going to
Yes.
call you Aaron
Okay.
for safety, and then you have your mother here with us. So can you tell me what happened the day that you were doing a toy drive and you, I guess, were attempting to go to a place where they set up for you to come pick up some toys, and then your night just went into a living disaster. Can you tell us what happened that day? How did it start?
Yes. So on Tuesday afternoon at about 3 o'clock, I receive a text message from a 213 area code number
Okay.
saying that they wanted to donate toys to the kids. I didn't recognize the number, so I texted back saying, I don't know who this is. I don't have your number saved. And they gave a fake name of Connie
Of Connie.
and coordinated to have me go on Wednesday morning at about 9:15 to go pick up toys. I was told that the person delivering or that was going to donate the toys was elderly and unable to drive, and that they were going to pay me $40 to assist with the gas money.
Go ahead.
So my thought was I'll just use the $40 to buy extra gifts, and obviously she really wanted me there. So I go to the door, nobody answers. They stall on answering, keep giving me all these stories like my caregiver is going to come out, and then I'm in the shower, and then actually go wait in your car and Mary will bring you out the presents. And I go and I'm about to like get in my car. I'm like sitting down, and as I sit down in the seat in my car, somebody grabs a hold of my hair and sticks a taser into the side of my head like this.
Well, now, how long of a wait time period was it that you knocked on the door versus till you finally got answers to go sit in your car?
I'd say about maybe 10 minutes.
So enough time for somebody to sneak in and jump in your car and hide.
I think she potentially was hiding in the bushes or hiding somewhere around there.
Where was this address at that she had you go to?
So she had me go to an address in Winchester off of Memory Lane. And she
Okay.
gave me the address with specific instructions on where to park. She made it clear that it was trash day and that I needed to park across the street. It was a dirt road, so I did what she said in the instructions. I parked across the street, walked across the dirt road to the home. And as I said, nobody answered. And once I had gotten in my car and she's got the taser to my head, I'm screaming and honking and doing whatever I could to get away from her and get out of my car. And she's continuing to pull my hair and get me in. And I'm fighting and fighting and getting myself into the fetal position so that I can keep honking on the horn. That was the only thing I could do. There was a blue car that drove by, like a neighbor. They didn't stop or anything. And then she is getting frustrated because I'm not cooperating with what she's
Right.
wanting. So she winds up holding the taser to my head for like 45 seconds to a minute. It felt like a really long time. And my brain and my body was jolting so bad. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. It was either I was going to die or I was going to pass out. I wasn't sure. Once she released it and took it off of my head, then she's making me drive and made me make a U-turn. So I make a U-turn on that dirt road and I come up to a stop sign. She's continuing to tase me and pull my hair throughout the whole thing,
Wow.
saying that my boys and my mom would be next. And I then, from that stop sign, turned right into another stop sign and stopped. And I'm honking and screaming and doing anything I could to get attention.
Like, where's the police when I need them, you know?
Exactly. And I didn't have access to my phone because I was literally sitting on my phone.
Right.
And I wound up going straight at that stop sign because she's wanting me to go into a new build community. This new build is partially under construction. So I pull in there and see some construction guys, three of them, in the sidewalk right by a work truck with a trailer on the back. And I stop there and I'm screaming while they watch her tase me repetitively and pull my hair. And I'm rolling down the window and I'm doing the same thing as before, where I'm going into the fetal position, pushing my knees against the steering wheel as hard as I could so that neighbors could hear the constant honking in hopes that somebody would come. These guys watched, videotaped, stood there, and didn't do anything. So I wound up turning around, and she's continuously tasing me and pulling my hair. And
so people would rather film this than help jump in and help you.
Exactly. And I wind up continuing on driving, and I see a gentleman with his dog. He's walking his dog. So I stop. And I, like, of course, doing the same thing, screaming, honking, telling him, help me, and like trying to whisper it because I didn't want her to see my face, but I was turning my head like, help,
Right.
Anyways, then she starts saying, Erin, it's okay. You're going to be fine. The doctors are going to help you and all this kind of stuff. And she's telling the guy that I'm having some sort of a manic episode, that I do this stuff all the time and it's okay. We're just getting her to the hospital. Don't even worry. And the guy walks away.
Oh my God, she's good. She knows what she was doing.
Yeah, so that happens. And then I'm continuing on to drive because she wants me to drive, and we're about to leave the neighborhood as she's tasering me and pulling my hair. And I'm like, as she's doing it, my steering wheel is kind of veering because she's like pulling me, and I wound up crashing my car into a parked car. There was two parked cars.
Let me see if I can pull that picture up too. This is
okay.
Right there's the car where it looks like you totally destroyed your car and totaled it.
I did. My car was completely totaled. After we totaled my car, I was not wearing a seatbelt. And I did a complete 180 flip from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. And when I landed, my head was facing towards the windshield on my back, and my feet are facing towards the back seat.
Right.
And she's still trying to get at me, and I'm like kicking, and I pull the wig off of her. She was wearing a blonde wig. And then I discover who it is. It was Olga Mendez. And I wound up continuing to kick. I wound up kicking her in the head probably 5 or 6 times, which didn't faze her at all. And then I'm like pulling her hair and she's pulling my hair, and we wound up getting out of the vehicle.
Okay.
The hair pulling continued. And there were at that point in time about 9 men standing around watching this, doing nothing still.
Did they still just stand there and film it, or did anybody
correct.
jump in and help?
No.
Are you
so
what's wrong with this community?
We get into the middle of the street as all these people are watching, and I have her, she has my hair and I have her hair, and she has my hair and she's pulling me way, way, way down. And then like something happened, like we turned around somehow and she puts her fingers in my mouth. Like one of those fish hook type situations. Right. And the only thing I could do to get her off me was to bite and bite and bite. And I bit off not the entire thing.
Good
a third
job.
of it. And I spit it out. Right after that, a hero rolled in. This is a gentleman who's a wonderful Good Samaritan in this community. His name is William King. He is a neighbor in the community, happened to see and hear what was going on. He pulled her off of me.
Thank God for
and
William.
She fled the scene after that. Of course, I went away in an ambulance, and the officers were successful in finding the wig, the taser, huge piles of her hair. I know they got the wig, and we've had so many people in the community sharing information, stories, and giving us details on how we can find this lady.
Now, did the police find the finger?
Yes, sir.
So they got her fingerprints, right?
Yep.
Good job. I mean,
they do. I've never had to fight for my life as hard as I did that day. And I still am in shock that I was able to survive, because in the reality, it was one of two things. Either the cops were going to come and save me there, or I was going to wind up probably being trafficked or murdered or carjacked or robbed, something. And I was never really clear on what her intentions were, because she never told me. She just kept saying to drive. And I even would say, I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you all my money. I'll give you my car. And she just continued to just keep having me drive.
Hang on, guys. I'll put this around and see. Somebody said the audio's not loud enough, so. I got that on me. All right, guys, if you can hear her now, okay. All right, so it looks like you can go ahead and just drop that mic, and we're just going to use this mic here. So, the volume chopped off. Just go back about 5 minutes. I'm gonna, that way our viewers can hear what you were talking about. So, you got into the area where you crashed your car, and you guys, luckily the airbag put you in a position where you could start kicking the lady. You ended up getting broke away from her somehow, or she stuck her finger in your mouth, and first thing came to your mind was to do what?
To bite her finger. That was the only opportunity I had during that entire thing to have a hold of a piece of her to try and do something to stop. Right. And I continued to bite on her finger, and I bit about a third of her finger off and spit it out.
And you look like you got some sharp teeth. I wouldn't want to stick my finger in your mouth. That was a big mistake on her end, but that's what helped you escape right there.
Yeah, and to be honest, I cannot believe that I didn't break my teeth. The entire jaw and my ear and all of this hurts so bad.
Oh, I bet.
I've got a piece of my tongue that bit off. I've got all type of damage on the inside of my mouth. It's really, really painful. So trying to eat is a bit of a challenge. Right. However, I've been sticking to more soft stuff. It's going to be about a week or two until I'm fully healed. God definitely had me in his hands that day.
He did.
He did. I mean, that's the only reason I survived.
Now, people were asking, I know in your post it was mentioned that she was an old housekeeper. Once you recognized her, as soon as that wig came off that head, you're like, oh, it's you. Was she one of your old housekeepers? Did she used to work for you before, or what?
So I hired her to clean my house. I was in need of a house cleaner about maybe 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. And I did a post on Facebook looking for a housekeeper. And she was one of the ones who reached out. She came to my house with her daughter. Her daughter was really sweet, and I thought she was a good person. She cleaned my house and helped me for about a year, and I moved out of that house and didn't need a housekeeper anymore.
So there was no bad blood between you two after?
No, she popped up about 3 years ago out of the blue, because it had been a couple years that I didn't talk to her.
Right.
And she wound up contacting me because she needed somewhere to live. She had just gotten out of the hospital and had been evicted from her house. So I was in between houses. I was moving out of a condo, moving into a house, and I needed help cleaning the condo so I could get it ready to give back to my landlord. And I let her stay there for that week. And it got to the point where I needed to get my keys back from my landlord, and she had to get out, and she had nowhere to go.
Did she have any bad blood after having to move out?
No. And she needed help, and my mom was nice enough to offer to let her stay at her house for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 4 months.
Oh, wow.
And my mom
give them an inch, they take a mile, right?
Definitely.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, I gave her resources. I work I work at a hospital in San Diego.
Okay.
And I used to work at a hospital in Riverside, in that general area. And so I contacted friends at that hospital. They gave me resources. I got resources from my hospital, from social services, with all the different areas that could help her with housing, with food, with, places to go. And she elected not to
So
use
she
any
didn't
of it.
want the help then. She just wanted to mooch off of people then.
And she had just piled stuff up in my house. She was constantly going to the food banks. She was putting ads on, soliciting for money or a car. Her car broke down and she was trying to get someone to donate a car, and she was trying to go through GoFundMe and things like that.
Right.
And going to different places to see if somebody would donate a car to her. At the point when I finally had to ask her to leave, I had, like I said, I had company coming from all over. We have a Friendsgiving every year that we do, and it was my turn to do it at my home, so I had people coming from different
You had
states.
to get her out of there.
And I needed the space.
Right.
You know, I needed her.
And did she have any bad blood
She had
with
no
you?
she had no bad blood. She said she would be out by that day, and she was. And her car was parked at the side of my house for about a month. And in and out of that time, her and her daughter were staying in the car periodically. And one of the neighbors, you know, called the authorities and said there's a car that's abandoned, and it was tagged to be towed. And I contacted her and told her, they have a tag on your car, they're going to tow it. And it wasn't running, and so she cleared it out and left it there.
So this lady's basically homeless right now, is what I'm understanding?
That's what I'm not perfectly clear on.
We don't know what her standing is. This has been 2 years since that happened, so we aren't sure.
So it's like, how are you thinking, like, as far as why did she pick me? Do you have any idea why she did this to you?
That's what I'm still racking my brain about. She has gone through great lengths to try and keep tabs on me.
Really?
I'm part of some local networking groups, and I'm pretty active in the community with marketing in the mortgage industry. And she has reached out to quite a few people asking them about me, saying pretty crazy stories about how I'm being a bad friend and I'm not being there for her, are the stories that I'm getting. The last story I heard was from he told me it was about 4 months ago. And about 9 months ago, she randomly appeared in my garage. I was and I don't know how she figured out where I lived. She's standing in my garage as I'm about to back out. And I look over and there's Olga Mendez looking super disheveled, looking in really bad health. And she said they were getting evicted and she needed money, otherwise they were going to be evicted, and she was asking for at least $5 is what she said.
$5 ain't going to help her much for him.
Right. And I told her, I was like, how did you find me? How'd you find my house? And she told me that she's been to one of my neighbors' houses multiple times to do work for them, and that she saw my car. Whether or not that story was true is questionable. I am not sure if she's been watching my whereabouts. All I know is lately I've been doing a lot of big luxury open houses. I had one this past weekend, and I feel as if that maybe painted a picture that I had money or something like that that could benefit her.
Gotcha. So some of these homes that you feature is like multi-million-dollar homes and stuff, right?
This particular home, I believe the listing price was $3.5 million.
Right.
So it was just one of those gorgeous properties, the ones that you see on Selling Sunset.
Gotcha. So she figured, oh yeah, she's selling all these houses, she's got money. You think maybe this is a potential thing just to rob you, get you somewhere, rob you, kill you? I mean, what was going through your mind all that time?
During when all of this was going on,
Yes, ma'am.
I knew she was up to something bad, and I thought either she was gonna kill me, traffic me, or hold me for ransom. I figured in the process she was gonna probably steal my car after and get me to go to the bank to pull money. What she probably didn't know is banks have limits on how much you can pull out of an ATM.
Exactly.
So it's not like I'd be able to do anything like that, and I don't even have her own checks. So everything's electronic debit card, and we have protection for that.
That's right. Let me ask you a question. Where all did she tase you at during this time period that was all going
So
on?
I was tased over 30 times. Most of them were on my head. She got both my ears, she got my shoulders, she got my back, she got me right here, in multiple places. My
Okay.
hair.
I'm showing your head right now, and you got like a big red spot right here on your head. So she was sticking the taser on top of your head and
She was
everything,
sticking
too.
it on top, on the side, wherever she could get it,
Right.
as she's pulling and pulling on my hair. So she's just like putting it wherever she
Wherever
could go.
she can get it
I
to
was
you.
able to feel it really strong on my head, but I was wearing a jacket. So I don't think I was feeling all the ones on
On
my
the
body as much
shoulders.
as my head. And I couldn't see when she was doing it. It was just like all of a sudden I'm getting like jolted.
How did it make your body feel when she was tasing you like that? Was you able to keep control of your body, or?
Well, it was really, really scary because she would tase me a couple clicks and my
Okay.
body would like freeze, and she'd be continuously pulling my hair, and I feel like she would do that and pull it harder, like do what I say type of situation.
Exactly.
But it was multiple times.
Right, because I showed that one picture, and here's another picture right here on your head where she tased you. Yeah, you can see the spots in her hair, guys. And then also you were tased on your arm. I'm showing right here now on your arm, on your shoulder, all the burn marks and the swelling off of that. And let me pull up another picture, take that one off. And here's another one where you're in the hospital and you can actually see all the marks on your shoulder where she was tasing you there. And did she get you on the legs or anything as well, too?
To be honest, I don't think so, because when we crashed, I think she lost hold of the taser.
That's a good thing.
So, and I was kicking, and I don't have any burns on my legs. However, my legs are bruised everywhere, so bruised deeply that I have like tingling, limited feeling in my legs.
Oh, I bet. Also, let's pull up a picture of this lady. Here is her Facebook, guys. Her name is Olga Mendez. So if you see that profile on Facebook, that is her. And I noticed also, too, that you guys were lucky enough to get some ID. I'm going to show her ID card right there. It's a California identification card. So you were able to obtain that through some other members that were, I guess, hitting you up and telling you, hey, we know this lady. People were actually giving you a lot of information to help locate this lady. So that's an awesome thing that people are doing. And this is also right there is a picture of her. I cropped out the kid. People were complaining about why put the kid there. Well, it's on her public Facebook. That's not your responsibility. You know, maybe that kid needs to be took away from this lady, because evidently she's not in a good, home. And definitely somebody's out robbing people like this. They need a new mommy. So that everybody's been asking, that picture of the lady, that is not the victim. That is the person of interest that we are looking for. So if anybody knows where this lady is at, please notify the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. And we do have a case number right here. It's PC 24-353-0015. And you can call the police station at 951-210-1000. And Deputy Lopez, badge number 6461, is handling that case. So if anybody has any information that can lead to arrest of her, they are looking for her, guys. And she is running around town without a fingertip. So you bit her finger off from below the cuticle to the first knuckle, right?
Yeah, in between the first knuckle and the cuticle. So like from this area, and after I bit the finger off, I spit it out, and the officers, I wasn't able to find it afterwards,
Right.
but the officers were able to locate it when they did.
Well, that's
their whole
good.
search.
So they got her fingerprint and her fingers. So
Yep.
that's amazing. So after, I guess, what did she do? Just take off into what area did she run into?
I saw her head like away from the cars, and then I had a lady, the only lady that was there willing to help. She took me to the side and had me sit down
Good.
on the curb, and she's like, I'll stay with you. I'll make sure you're okay. Just everything's good. She's gone, just making sure I was safe. And I got on the phone with the 911, and I'm on the phone with the dispatcher explaining what had happened. And within about 5 minutes, the officers had their vehicle parked in front of me.
Holly Ann says, dang, she bit her finger off. Damn, girl, you're hardcore.
Oh my goodness. I've never been in such a fight for my life. And I used to be a police dispatcher, and I would take calls from these people. They're in fight or flight mode. It's
Right.
the scariest day of their life. And the things that would happen and the ways that they would react to get out of situations, I never quite understood. The fight or flight is very interesting, but the fact that I was able to fight so hard, I don't think she expected that. Where that came out of, I have no idea. I've never been in a physical altercation in my life. I've never punched somebody. Now,
You just bite them.
whatever to get her
Whatever
away.
you got to do, you got to do it,
It was all self-defense. What kept me pushing and fighting as hard as I did wasn't my life.
It was your kids
the
and your
life of my
family.
kids and the life of my mom, the three most vulnerable people. I mean, had they gone to my child first, my
Oh,
child
yeah,
would.
it should be dead.
I don't know if my child or either of my children would have been okay.
Right. When it comes to your kids, don't poke the mama bear, because you might find something you don't want. So let me jump over to Mom. How does this make you feel knowing that all this happened? How is your family, dealing with this?
We're all on guard. My other kids are worried about the whole outcome of it, everything, her being found and getting just punishment, and being off the street, not doing something to somebody else.
And she knows where you live too, right?
She knows where I live.
I
Yes.
hope you got some loaded guns ready when you answer that door.
My son has been by the house to assist with that.
Good.
And my neighbors are all aware. They all have cameras on with view of my house. I have also Nest cameras in front of my house.
Good. So you get a notice if somebody
Everything's
comes.
locked tight. I lock my door inside the garage every time I pull it in. And there's no one
Right.
getting in the back of my seat. But
Is there a picture of Olga? Yes, let me pull that picture back up for you guys that are just logging in. This is her Facebook page right here. And let me add in the other picture of Miss Olga on the left. I'll put you in the middle. That is Miss Olga. So you guys can find her on Facebook. And right now, all we know is she's running around loose. We don't know if she's living somewhere or, well, she was living in her car, 2 years ago that you know of?
And right now, I was given a description of her vehicle. I know she's been driving a vehicle. Here, let me get the information. I think it's like a Chevy Spark, like
Okay.
a small sedan. Her rap sheet is.
Oh, yeah, let me pull her. Do I have her rap sheet on here? Excuse me, guys. Let me see if I can find that rap sheet. Right here. You can't really see the charges, guys, but look at this. She has a rap sheet longer than Santa Claus naughty list. I mean, look at that. It started all the way back to 10/07/215, all the way up to 2022, 2024. And she's adding more to it right now if she gets caught. So Let me just throw that in there for you guys and let y'all see that. There's her rap sheet. Look at that. Very long rap sheet. Don't know what all the PC codes is. I'll have to go look them up and find out what the charges are. And I cannot tell if they're felony charges yet until they're looked up, but I'm probably sure there probably are. So what charges do you think they're going to be looking at getting her if they capture her?
So she'll be getting multiple charges. It's going to be carjacking, assault with a deadly weapon, kidnapping, attempted murder. I'm not sure what else they could possibly get. Impersonating someone else, putting on a disguise. I'm not sure if there's any specific.
And it's all probably premeditated because she planned all this.
It was a plan. It was a plan. What she wanted me to do in that construction zone is a pretty scary thought, because in construction zones, you've got the homes that are built, people live there, but then you've got the construction zone where nobody's
around.
Nobody's around.
She was probably trying to bring you to a secluded area to either take your car, take you, or like you say, you felt maybe she might force you to go to a bank. Who knows what could have happened in that area. So you didn't actually crash your car on purpose to get her off. It happened from where her snatching you around, tasing you. And
I can't believe that I didn't crash my car in the very beginning.
Right.
Like, I can't even.
All right, let me look to. I just got a notification. Go back to the comments that some people have dealt with her. So let me see if I can find those comments, guys. Alice Flood, the hospitals are already been notified. I actually myself called the person head over security on both Hemet and Menifee Hospital. Told them if there's this picture of this lady, here she is. If she comes in missing tip of her finger, call 911 and get the police out here. So they're all on the lookout for her. Gregory says make sure you get tested that you don't have any diseases from her.
So I actually, when I was at that was one of my hugest concerns, was blood transfer and what could happen with that. So when I was at the ER, they did give me some medications for preventative measures.
Okay,
and
good.
They did blood work to check everything out. At the blood test results that they got, they didn't see anything.
Gotcha, that's good.
And they said you have a lower chance of transmitting and getting one of those diseases, like in your mouth. You have more of a chance if you do it with a needle, and it's a needle transfer.
Right. I don't see the comments. Oh, wait a minute. Olga is crazy. Kim Andre says, Olga is crazy. Hopefully she gets caught soon. She's a dangerous. We had a pending court case from 2022 that she's been running from. So, okay. Thank you for letting us know that.
We know she's got 4 warrants out for her arrest.
So she's
3
got 4
from
warrants.
Other things, and then 1 from me.
Got you. And I guess Jennifer Returns knows you very well.
Yes,
Jennifer
she is
says hi.
One of my really good friends.
Jennifer's a sweetheart. We know Jennifer for a long time. Okay, Carrie says, Michelle, there's a ton of fraud charges from 2013 to 2024. She also has assault charges in February. And let's see, Olga posted the other day prior to your attack that she was denied a loan. So she was after money, and she thought you was the money bag. So that's more than likely what her motive was. And my Carrie says her mom was friends with her foster mom 20-something years ago as well.
Wow.
So this lady is very well known out here. Where is she at? We do not know where she's hiding.
Con artist.
Yeah, very professional. We do not know where she's hiding, guys. What kind of vehicle did you say she was driving?
A Chevy Spark.
Chevy
like a
Spark.
Small.
What color?
Blue.
Blue. Do you have a picture of it? Maybe? No? So she's driving a Chevy Spark is what we last know, guys. And she could be anywhere in the Winchester vicinity. This happened in Winchester, right?
happened in Winchester. And you know what? I just had a thought, something I just recollected right now in my memory. So when I was there before we left in my vehicle, the car that drove by that I was honking at trying to get their attention, that was a blue Chevy. I wonder if that could have been
her accomplice.
Potentially. She had to have a getaway driver.
Was there any cameras around in the area where she had you go?
No.
So she had that plan where to have you go.
She had it planned, and it was off of a dirt road right by a brand new build community. She had to have scoped it out. I don't know who happened to live at the address, but it wasn't her.
Do you feel anybody was actually really inside the house when you was knocking on the door?
To be honest, when I was looking in the windows and knocking, I heard not a single sound. So I really don't think anybody was home. There were no vehicles around. It was trash day. However, there were no trash cans. So all these little details
just starts adding up after.
Yeah, start adding up. And I actually felt a little weird that day when I got out of my car and I noticed
get that gut feeling.
She hadn't answered the door. I thought that was a little odd because I kind of expected the presents to kind of be ready just to pick them up real quick.
Not just sitting there and wait for 10 minutes.
Yeah, so I sent a text to my best friend and I said, this is the address where I'm at. I'm picking up toys for the toy drive. Check in on me in 10, 15 minutes. You know,
right.
I wanted somebody to know where I was.
Exactly.
Just in case. I just had a weird feeling. Just like it was, I don't know, gut instinct.
Was there any, when you were driving, once she carjacked you and was tasing you, making you drive to this work, do you know where she was wanting you to go at the time?
Like when we were first leaving?
Yeah, when she told you to drive, what did she tell you?
Just to drive. She didn't tell me where we were going.
Just turn here, and turn there.
Yeah, turn right, and then at the stop sign, go straight into the community.
Okay,
and that's where I went.
This was off of Simpson Road where she was bringing you?
Well, it was right, like, it was real close to Simpson Road, just a little bit, like a street right behind it.
So that would be, I got an address.
I believe it's like Olive.
Olive Road, yeah.
Yes.
She had you go to 28925 Memory Lane.
Correct.
And I got that area pulled up on the map right now. So it's off of Olive, which Olive, I believe, is off of Simpson, I believe.
It is. Yeah, that's one of the intersections.
So, yeah, and that's all newly constructed areas over there. I'm going to go by there and check that area out.
I'd like to know who the builder was, because this builder's employees sat by and watched me get beaten and almost killed.
And
they
not
did
even
nothing.
what kind of a man would do that, you know? And so I do want to...
They could see. I had my windows rolled down. I made sure...
Screaming for your life.
I've coached people in 911 situations before, and I followed every single instruction I possibly could from my memory of what I would tell people. Honk, scream, wave your hands,
get attention,
kick your
make
legs,
attention,
throw things, do whatever you got to do to get attention. And I knew laying on the horn is not something that normally happens. It's not a beep, beep, beep alarm. It's a constant laying on the horn.
A panic, you know?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to put out right now, anybody that does have video, if you were out there videoing this, we would definitely like to have your videos, guys. If you can send them in to us on the Action Eye News Live Facebook page and a messenger, we'd appreciate that, because that way you actually help the police even more as well, too. So anything that can come in, you know, we all would appreciate that. And, you know, I do want to put out to people, when you see something like this, you know, if you're going to film it, jump in and help while you're filming. Get that evidence, not just stand there and film and do nothing when a lady's life, you know, is in danger like this. So I'm kind of disgusted that people actually did that and not even jumped in to help you. That was...
William King is a stand-up gentleman for coming in and actually helping. William, if you're out there, you saved my life.
And William King, I want to say thank you for what you did. Hit me up in a message. I'd like to get your contact. We would like to give you a special award as well. So hit me up. I would love to take care of your family for a dinner one day. So thank you for that. And
Thank you.
You saved this lady's life. You're a hero. So, is there anything else that you would like to tell the public?
You guys need to be vigilant. And I work in mortgages in the real estate industry. As realtors, we're always going in and out of properties, open houses, thinking it's okay to leave our doors unlocked here and there. It's never okay. No matter what. Even if you're just pulling in the driveway and going to bring something to a door, in a split second, somebody could have you. I didn't even know what to think when that happened because it was completely unexpected. I didn't see it coming.
You just got in your car and think, okay, I'm just going to sit here, and all of a sudden your life flipped. So yeah.
That was the scariest day of my life, and I still cannot believe I survived that.
So you actually went to the home on Memory Lane. That's where the meetup place was?
Correct.
Okay, so it happened on Memory Lane in Winchester, Sandra, and then she made Aaron drive, forcing her to go into a newly developed area where it would be nice and secluded. Who knows, her goal was maybe to rob her, to kill her, maybe sex traffic her. She was desperate for money. So we don't know what was going through this lady's mind. And why would she do this to you when she knows you? That's what you're asking yourself. Why?
I've been trying to figure this out. I've been racking my brain since the incident happened. And I don't know the motive. All I know is it was bad, evil, and it was probably going to ruin my life.
And thank God you're alive and you're safe. And I think it's all safe, or all because of, what's his name again?
William King.
William King.
Yes.
Came to the rescue.
Absolutely.
After you bit her finger off. Now, when you bit her, and I mean, I know that would hurt her, biting somebody's finger off like that. How did she react when you bit down and chewed it off?
Here's what really was strange about the whole thing. I kicked her in the head 5 to 6 times. She didn't even get phased from that at all. Biting her finger, even when I was biting it, she wasn't screaming. She wasn't nothing.
What?
It's almost, and then afterwards, it's not like she left screaming. She wasn't saying anything when she went away. If I had gotten kicked in the head one time, I'd be on the floor crying and freaking out.
Right.
I know, like, if you take some hard drugs, like, they can give you superhuman strength. I think it's PCP.
PCP, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, so she had to have been on something. There's no way that you could just keep going and going and going like that. And she wasn't wearing a seatbelt either. And she got thrown too.
Knocked her out. I mean, I know if I slammed my door or my finger in a door, I would be screaming all kind of different words. But you to chew her finger off, you know that had to be some pain, and she just acted like she didn't even feel it. Yeah, she had to be on something, definitely. What do you think, Mom?
I work in the ER. I would definitely say that your fingers are the most painful.
It is, especially that part of the finger, you know?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Wow.
She had to be in pain.
And that's what our members are
person.
saying, too. So,
I'm just thankful that Aaron is here.
Thank God. God was looking over you, Aaron, very much.
All I can say is, thank God.
So this all happened in Winchester, guys. So
she's a good heart and did not deserve this. She does nothing but good for.
Yeah, she was trying to do a toy drive to help out kids for Christmas, and this is what happened.
This isn't the first good deed she's done. She's given many, many, many times for many, many, many causes.
Sound like she's got a heart of gold.
To spread good cheer to people. It's just what she does.
Are you going to continue doing this?
In the future, if I ever do a toy drive again, the drop-off location is going to be my office.
Either that or at the police station.
Or the police station. I will never go to somebody's house to pick up toys, ever.
And never, Aaron, please don't never, ever go alone. Make sure you have somebody with you.
Absolutely.
And this, guys, should be, a good thinking about, if you ever go out and about to do it, learn from Aaron's story, guys. Always watch your surrounding, guys. And always watch your back. And if when in doubt, get out of the area. You know, that's what they always say, when in doubt, get the hell out. And I know you had a gut feeling something just wasn't right, but I guess maybe you weren't feeling it was really suspicious, but not suspicious. But, you know, I'm glad that, Aaron, that you're safe. You did the right thing by using the only weapon you have and those sharp teeth in there. So never stick your finger in this lady's mouth, guys. So is there anything else that you would like to say before we end this? No?
No, that was the worst day of my life. I don't want to keep talking about it.
I know, right? So again, I'm glad you're okay. And guys, all I ask for you guys, please share Erin's story. Let's get her story out.
If you guys can please share the link for the GoFundMe.
Okay.
This is going to take me out of work for a little bit. This is going to affect
mentally,
my livelihood.
yes.
This is going to affect my family. We have a totaled car. I did not have health insurance when this happened.
Oh,
so
man.
I'm healthy. I had a plan to get insurance, you know, but life got busy and I didn't.
That's the way it always happens.
And I want to be okay. And I want to be able to take my kids.
Well, let's do that.
Be able to.
Okay, send me your GoFundMe link, Aaron.
Okay.
I will post it on our pages.
Okay.
And I'll post it in the comments. And I'll also, guys, I will put the GoFundMe up in the post description as well, so you can click on that. You know, if you can't donate on the GoFund, guys, please share the GoFund. Please share this story. And, tag your friends. You know, get Erin's story out, guys.
We want to find this girl.
Yeah, we
need to find
we
her,
need to
and
get
we
her.
need to get Mackenzie Mendez safe. She is a sweet little girl. She is a very, very good person, and she does not deserve to be in the mix of this.
And she is her daughter, right?
She is her daughter.
Okay, got you. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm going to end this live stream, guys, with a picture of the victim or the suspect, which is right there on the left. And then I also have another picture. This is her profile. Let me see right here. That's her profile on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. This is the lady that we are looking for. Tina Bernard says, our mom's group blasted Olga's pictures everywhere. Thank you so much, Tina. Was anyone else involved? Tina or Tiffany asked. The only people that we know are involved is her, which is the lady up on the screen, and possibly somebody maybe dropped her off because, like you say, you think that was her car that went by. And somebody, wait, what's this story? Kimberly says, on Temecula pages, there were a lot of people who have run inside with her, and she has scammed and stole from. Also, multiple different posts of SOB or sob stories about different things to get sympathy for money. One said that she was homeless and hard time getting her daughter to school because they live too far from a public transportation, so I wonder if she's hiding out. So, yeah, maybe so, guys. That's what we don't know if she's homeless, but we're going to treat it as if she's possibly out there. So if you guys see her out there, make sure that you do keep an eye on her and call 911 and let them know. Julian says, what finger was it that you bit off? Was it her?
To be honest, I do not know.
She don't know. She
came from behind me. I wasn't looking at her when this happened. Like, she went like this, and
you just felt a finger in your mouth and you started chewing.
Basically.
Yeah, okay. So we don't know what finger it is, guys. So there you go.
Officers, I'm sure know.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the police know what finger it is. So, all right. Yeah, call CPS on her. Exactly. Somebody needs to get that child out of there.
An Amber Alert out on that little girl.
Definitely.
Nobody has seen or heard from Mackenzie. She is a very popular little girl at school and talks to a lot of friends.
And she
hasn't been on social media. I have the little girls and the kids at the school worried about her.
So she hasn't showed up to school
today either. She hasn't been at school. She was pulled out of school early during break on Wednesday, right after the incident.
And that all this happened on Wednesday.
Correct.
Okay.
It happened Wednesday. I pulled up at the house at like 9:36, 9:37, something like that.
Somebody said that she had 518 friends and she didn't have that many earlier. She had less than 500 earlier. So maybe people were trying to add her on friends to try to locate her, hopefully. So definitely, guys, please keep an eye out for this lady. And like I say, I'm going to also pull up the other picture real quick. If you guys do see her, there's the information right there. To contact Deputy Lopez with the Paris Sheriff Department, which handles the Winchester area. Case number is up there listed on the very top. Make sure you guys give them the case number if you have any information. And let me pull the picture up a little bit more. There's the number 951-210-1000. And just tell dispatch that you want to give information out about PC case 24-353-0015. So guys, please share this video. Make sure you guys tag everybody that you can. And I'm going to keep an eye out with my lazy eye. And I'm going to watch who's been tagging and sharing. And I'm going to be randomly giving out some free meals from our sponsors over at Epic Wings. Also Big Daddy's Cheesesteaks. And also Boys Burgers, guys. So make sure y'all start sharing and caring. And let's help bring justice for Erin and her family, guys. So that is my story, guys. That's Erin's story. And we're all sticking to it.